Hi guys! So I wanted to just show you how to do what's called a graphite transfer, and what you're going to need is you're going to need your printout of the teapot, which you should have received in your supply pickup, and if you didn't, then there is a printout that's attached to the classroom that you can print out. A little piece of tape can be helpful. Some sort of like toothpick or even like a pencil, like a mechanical pencil with the lead pushed all the way in, so you just have like a sharp point, and then your dark layout pencil. Okay, you can do this with regular pencil as well if you don't have the layout pencil. You can also do this with charcoal. So what I'm doing is I'm just going over the back of the teapot with a layer of pencil, and so I'm just getting a kind of dark solid layer on there, and I'm covering all the spots where the teapot is. So I don't necessarily need to cover the whole entire paper because I'm just going to be tracing the spots. Essentially, I'm making like a carbon paper effect. And this is a really great trick to do with anything, any kind of printout or anything you find in a magazine or a newspaper or something like that. So anytime you want to trace something quick, this is a great technique. You can do this with color pencil. You can do this with any kind of regular pencil, with charcoal, with oil pastel. Marker won't work as well. So it has to be something that is going to actually transfer. After you've done that step, oh look, I actually made a little transfer because of how hard I was pressing with my pencil. Okay, so I'm on my watercolor paper because we're going to be doing this in watercolor. And I'm going to go ahead and tape down my drawing so that when I trace it, it doesn't move around, or my teapot, so when I trace it, it doesn't move around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press really hard with my toothpick. And again, you can use any sort of sharp thing. Now, I don't want you could use a pen or pencil, but I would prefer that you not, just because I don't want you to have lines on top of your teapot printout, because we're trying to make our paintings match the picture, and if you have lines on there, then it'll be hard to see the match. And the parts that I'm tracing is I'm looking to see where there's darks and lights. I'm also looking to see, just get the basic shape in there. So I'm going to trace in. Feel free to follow along with me as you're watching. I'm tracing in this little highlight. So the thing about watercolor especially is that you have to really plan it out if you want to be realistic, if you want to get a nice realistic finished result, because with watercolor you can't paint in the white. The white is the white paper, so you have to really figure out where your white spots are going to be and kind of draw them in, essentially. You can see that there's a little reflection here. So getting that, drawing in this thing. And you could just freehand this, that's definitely an option. However, I think for practice sake, sometimes it's nice just to not focus so much on the drawing part. What we're really focused on today is more about the painting part, and just trying to get nice form, to get some of those darks and lights and shading happening with our watercolor. And so I want you less focused on the shape of the teapot, which you can just quick trace in like I'm doing, and instead really focus on the different darks and lights that you see when you're painting it. Let's see. So, oh, I have a couple more things that I missed. So I'm going to go back in, but you see how everywhere that I've drawn, or everywhere I've pressed with my toothpick, it's showing up. Now, if you notice, like when you press with your toothpick, that it's not coming out very dark, then you might need to add some extra darkness to the back here. So, okay. So once you got that done, you can move it to the side so that we can start on the next part, which is the actual painting part. Now, one thing that you could potentially do before you start painting is that you could do a little bit of erasing so that the lines are not as showing up as dark. You can do this with the kneaded eraser that you have, or just like a regular eraser, because you don't want to have a lot of outlines in your finished product. So this can be kind of a way to sort of get it in, you know, and you have like what you need there without it being like too dark.